Recruitment is changing. Many job seekers do not want long forms, complicated portals, or endless emails. Employers also do not want slow hiring processes, especially in industries like hospitality, gastronomy, retail, and frontline work where speed matters. The future of hiring may be more mobile, more visual, and more immediate. Today, we are going to talk about swipe-based job matching, candidate engagement, employer hiring challenges, and how artificial intelligence and technologies can help hiring platforms connect the right people with the right opportunities faster. Welcome to another edition of the Smart Office Podcast. I'm your host, Hippolyte Asa. I'm an AI implementation engineer, and I help small businesses use practical technology and AI systems to improve operations, client experience, and growth. Today, I am excited to welcome Yannick Hermann of Bricks. Bricks is a job matching app designed to make job searching simpler, faster, and more convenient. The platform connects job seekers and employers through a swipe-based system, allowing users to discover jobs, match, and communicate directly through the Bricks chat. The company is positioned especially around hospitality and gastronomy hiring in Hamburg, so Germany. Welcome to the Smart Office Podcast.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I was intrigued in Bricks because you are approaching recruitment from another side, like a user base, user experience side, right? And a lot of platforms still feel like forms and they still feel all the uploads and waiting. But Bricks is more like immediate swipe left, chat, move forward. Yeah, that is very interesting, right? So so how are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well. To be honest, right now, Hamburg is not known for it, but it's extremely hot here. Excuse me if I'm sweating a bit, making some wind for myself. I think we have 34 degrees today.
Yeah, all over Europe, there is something. All over Europe, it's a heat wave. I don't know, man. I'm in Toronto. A little bit, it's a nicer climate so far. I mean, this is what we want all summer, all year, but it's just that warm, maybe 18, 20, 25 degrees so far. We've not had that heat wave yet this year, but maybe it's coming. But I'm glad to have you here. I think this conversation will be very, very good for us and that are going to discover new ways and job seekers who probably, especially in Europe. Yeah, I don't think I've seen swipe-based hiring so far. So for everyone, first, we're going to know why traditional job search and hiring processes feel too slow and complicated for many candidates and employers, right? So,
Sure.
So let's talk, Yannick. Before we even get into Bricks, can you share your story? What led you into recruitment technology and job matching?
Basically, I come from, try to not go too long in my backstory, but I come from a tiny village in southern Germany, went to study in northern Germany, went to study business and law, actually, and got into business consulting quite quickly at Ernst & Young, and was at the forensic and integrity services department there. Was cool of the job. Nothing to do with HR in the beginning, but then my little brother, who has autism and, some, not dyslexia, but type of issues there. He had to he had to finish his school and then apply for a job. Obviously nothing really academic.
Yeah.
But to be on construction side. The issue there in these non-academic fields, and especially construction side, that's where it started, where the idea came from.
Yeah.
They had to still write real professional emails, and someone with the type of dyslexia.
Someone who has been to postgraduate education, I have to sit down and really write down a good resume.
Exactly. And it just doesn't match the actual feeling of the work, and it doesn't match anything. And why pretend instead of just being yourself and be real and be quick and more personal? And I thought, okay, there must be some way. That's a bit of Bricks to make hiring in these non-academic fields, like you said at the beginning, especially for hospitality and gastronomy, but we're also expanding to more industries here in Hamburg, a bit more easy, not a bit, way more easy, right? To help people get into these markets way more easy and quickly.
So when people upload their profile onto Bricks, do they upload like, what do they upload inside? What makes it easy? Do they upload information like a lot of information about their resume, or did they just fill a form like you open an email? How does that work?
So basically it's not, I don't want to be too personal with you, but if you have some ideas of a dating app, how that works, right?
Yeah.
Like the
like
classic
dating apps,
Tinder dating apps. Yeah, exactly. So they're just asking you yes and no questions. So you have a maximum amount of maximum of 10 seconds per screen and asking you, have you worked before? Yes. How's the company called? You type in the company's name, max 10 seconds. And these questions basically represent your CV, right? And if you already have a CV, you can upload that and we generate a new CV, which is nicely designed for you.
Okay.
So two ways. If you don't have a CV yet, just these yes and no questions. And if you have one, just upload it and we make it look better automatically, of course.
Yeah.
And then, that's a CV creation part that makes it easier and more accessible. And the other one is that you just, like you said at the beginning, you swipe left and right. If you like the job, swipe right and the application is done. Just one swipe right. And if you don't like it left, then the next company just comes.
So, what does swiping change psychologically for this job seeker? Is there a psychic? How do you feel? Like, does it reduce friction compared with traditional applications?
100%. Just let me rephrase. If you look at the generation right now,
Right.
people are just swiping on social media as well. Like
Like all
it's
the
called scrolling, doom scroll. That's what I mean. Yeah.
generation Z, Gen
Yeah,
Z.
exactly. They're just swiping on Instagram through Reels, through
Oh
TikToks, right?
yeah. TikTok.
And every new screen that you get, it's just an endorphin boost.
Mm-hmm.
Just okay, it's a new one. Oh, cool. Have a look at this one. It's the next one. Oh, cool. Have a look at this one. And if you see that with the traditional job sites, you don't have that experience. Why should you look at something that is like such a text and then you have to fill out forms afterwards for every new application? But it's the same thing if you can do it in tiny windows, just as on social media and using the same psychology as social media does, like TikTok does and as Instagram does. That's the idea. That's the psychological idea behind the swiping and making it more fun, more playable.
So, what kind of jobs or industries are currently the strongest fit for bricks? Like, which industries are you see bricks growing into?
Currently, it's gastronomy for sure. Yeah, because you have a very, very huge inflow and outflow of gastronomy fields, right? Gastronomy jobs, even it's a waiter, cook, chef, even in front, like the person greeting you, right? People change so quickly in that industry, meaning there's a huge gap of people flowing into the businesses, and business struggle to get those positions filled already.
Yeah. So your app store description mentions gastronomy, retail, and other non-academic jobs. While LinkedIn describes bricks as focused especially on gastronomy and hospitality in Hamburg. Are you mostly operating just in the Hamburg region, or are you expanding to other areas? How does that work? What's your area of operation?
Now, currently we are in Hamburg. I mean, we're a very young startup. We started in 2025, like 1 year ago. We launched the platform, had some network building before, and of course some questioning about employers and employees, how they would like to actually feel the app, how it should work. But we started 1 year ago, and we just want to build a strong base before we expand, and don't want to build a building, build a skyscraper without a base, right?
Without a base, you're right.
Yeah.
So when you say, let's talk about employer candidates and pin from the candidate side, what makes job searching frustrating today, according to you, from your perspective?
Could you repeat the question?
From the candidate side, what has made job searching frustrating?
Searching. Okay. Multiple things. I think the most, like I said, is the mixture of what people are used to. People are used to Instagram and TikTok, basically, right? I mean, not anymore, but my screen time on Instagram per day used to be like 3-4 hours every day, which is horrible. what amount of time that is.
Right.
But many people are used to having this screen time and are obviously used to these platforms. Then you compare work that you have to do, which is applying for jobs and searching for jobs. You want to make that more fun, but they don't look like the platforms that you're used to every day. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, are not used to reading long forms, right? You read the long forms of what's the company's description. You read, okay, what are your benefits? What do you have to do? What are your tasks? What do you have to bring to the table, right? And reading through extremely long descriptions, job descriptions, is one big pain point. And the other one is filling out forms afterwards as well, which just takes time. And normally employers don't respond very quickly. But this is another thing that people are used to. Candidates are used to, on their private time, again, Instagram, TikTok as a reference, instant feedback. I scroll, I like something, I get instant feedback from a neurological perspective. But employers cannot provide that. So you have three big pain points of I'm used to quick entertainment,
Right.
but then I have to do work.
Everything is nice, speed. Everything is speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. But then I have to read through a lot of text, long descriptions, and then I have to fill in forms very long as well. And then I have to wait for, if their employer is quick, 1 week. But that's already like statistically, you have 70% drop off rate for the applicants if the job application process is longer than 1 week, right? But which employer answers after 1 week or in 1 week? So I would say these three are big pain
How
points.
about from the employer side? Where do they see hiring usually slow down? Like now, from the employer side, you work with employers. When they come to their platform, what do they admire? What are they looking for? What's the benefit to them? Is it
So it's really difficult to just pinpoint that on one employer, since we have different kinds of businesses.
right?
If we go into gastronomy, right, and we have this gastronomer who is maybe having 2 restaurants or 3 restaurants max, right? This is a tiny business, but they struggle with time. They cannot answer every email because mostly they are not as organized.
Yeah.
Not to offend anyone who is organized, but mostly they're not organized. So they just get every request, maybe for reservations as well, via email. And it's just one email, info at XYZ restaurant, right? And then they have to filter, and then they have to take time after the restaurant closes, like 2 a.m. in the morning, and then answer to the clients.
Yeah.
And that is a big pain point. And to forward that for bricks, right? That was a question as well.
Yeah. So
we would
Bricks
help
now,
there. Yeah.
So now Bricks now removes that friction
Yeah,
where
exactly.
they have to go through the process of trying to handle candidates.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Because then imagine it's 2 a.m. right? The employer sits there in his bar, his restaurant, tries to, very, very not hungover, but very tired, and goes through the profile, weirdly structured CVs nobody really understands. Or you have basically for us, the employer experience that we provide is basically an AI pre-selecting and evaluating the candidate and just giving a quick summary, matching score, how well it fits the candidate to your job description, skills fit or don't fit. And that's way, way easier for the employer. And the AI also texts first for the first main questions of the job interview. Like, are you living nearby? Do you have a car? You have a working permit here in Germany? If it's a chef's position, can you cook?
Yeah.
Questions like those are asked before the employer needs to take action. So you can focus more on the day-to-day basis where he already is overwhelmed, but does not have to take extra topics on.
So let's talk about maybe a great experience from a candidate's perspective. What does it look like when a candidate experiences a great experience? Like it comes to high-speed hiring. Can you explain somebody who probably have a 5 or 5-star experience on the platform? What would that look like from the beginning to the end? Like, let's say I'm coming on the platform, I sign up, and I'm looking for a job.
Yeah, you speak of overall the platform. I mean, I don't want to talk all about bricks and just make it a promotion, right? It's just, you mean just overall, what should it look like? Okay. Well, if I'm painting a perfect picture for a candidate, basically not even downloading anything, it's just having one application, giving one image or one quick video, one quick picture with the perfect subscription of the job, like very, very short terms. Then, obviously, if I would say swiping, just one click application, and you don't have to do anything anymore, right? Not even the CV creation process. As a candidate, you want to have the quickest experience as possible in the end. You want to have some information about the employer, but more on what do I have to do and what do I get out of it, instead of what is the employee's history, right? Some employees write like long sentences and text boxes about when they were founded, but that's not relevant for the candidate in the non-academic fields. They don't care if this bakery was found 1935. They don't care, right? They just want to work. So short information, quick, accessible application, I would say. Yeah.
I see.
That's
So, Yannick, when it comes to Bricks, I'm very intrigued by the idea. As Bricks continue to grow as a job matching platform, what are some of the priorities that you most focus on improving right now? Like some of the projects, priorities, probably in the next 12 months? Will it be like attracting more employers, increasing job postings, or probably improving employer onboarding or monetization or geographic expansion? What do you guys have in mind?
To be honest,
or building more automation into the workflow.
To be honest, we focus mostly on the candidate experience, because what we figured in the beginning, we thought about employer's experience first. Yes, that is important, but for the employer, we figured it's not really important how the platform looks like. Yes, it would be cool if it looks nice. But in the end, what's really important is jobs applications that come in, and candidates. And this is a point where we have to stand out from the competition.
Right.
And we believe that we can only achieve that when providing the best candidate experience. Yes, we have, not sure if that's completely international, but we have Stepstone, Indeed, Sing in Germany as well. Big competitors. But the candidate experience is horrible. So that now we have to focus on making the app as low barrier as possible for all people to be included into the platform, make it as easy as possible to apply. That would be number one as our focus. I mean, there's always room to improve. So I wouldn't say that there's like one specific goal which we want to focus on. It's just constant improvement, but that would be number one. And what we're seeking now is different corporations with governmental institutions, because there are some governmental institutions who support refugees in Germany with the integration into the job market. And it's a bit complicated, but they help them to achieve the skills that they need, to gather the skills that they need, but they sometimes are not allowed to actually bring them into the job.
I see.
Because they are supposed to have just one purpose, and that is where we could come in and help with refugees coming in here in Germany, gathering the skills from the governmental institutions, and us bringing them into the job market. Integrating them.
So when it comes to Bricks, when you see the way Bricks is designed, it's like job search, job employment candidates on. It's automated. It's a process where everything is done. Or so like we talked about, most of these dating apps is just swipe left, right, up and down and match. Where do you think, which parts of the hiring process still stays human, or everything is technology led? Is there any part that is human in between, or human involvement, or is it just which part of it is?
Yeah, I think it's really important to still have a human in the loop. I think that's a must-have, especially in teams. Me personally as well, I'm very team and harmony oriented when building a team. Not just the hard skills on looking on the CV, but it's really important that the different characters fit well together and play together in a team, right? Looking at it like a sports team. And it's really important to maybe pre-select the CVs, yes, and see, okay, who has some skills that are necessary, but let's say over a 60% matching rate between CV and the job description might be perfect or might be necessary to interview the people and have a real live conversation.
Right.
If you want to make, the perfect scenario, would be nice to have a one-on-one conversation with everyone. And maybe one-on-one or like one on the whole team conversation with everyone. Of course, that's not realistic because of time resources, but that would be the ideal way to deal with it, in my opinion. So a real life interview is still, in my opinion, mandatory. Should not be replaced by AI yet.
When it comes to AI automation, are there any areas that are so repetitive now that you think those parts can be automated? I know Bricks, when it comes to Bricks, for candidates, for employers, I mean, there's a lot of integration and automation in between to increase the speed, right? Like upload some there's a lot of automation, probably a lot of automation in between in order to achieve the goal of getting that experience from the candidate's perspective as well as the client's perspective in terms of speed, if you want to achieve that goal. Because as you said, if you really want to do everything manual, one-on-one, human-led, it's probably going to be impossible in today's world. It's going to slow things down. Are there any parts that you think, let's say considering Bricks, that you think are still, that needs to be automated, like in the job hiring process, as opposed to human-led? Which areas do you feel like it's okay to automate?
Especially now talking about the non-academic jobs.
Right.
It's the whole, I think, from candidate applying until finding an appointment for the first interview could be automated just one review of the human in the loop that I talked about beforehand.
Right. Yeah.
So I think most automation would be me as a candidate applying to your restaurant. The AI or automation says I have a 78% fit. Sounds good for you. You get the notification, okay, have a look here at Yannick's CV. You have a look and then you click yes or no. If you say yes, there could be another automation going into your calendar, fitting the right spots. Okay, normally you have your interviews from Thursdays to Fridays, starting at 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. And then the AI finds the right spot that fits for you and automatically generates an email, an invitation on either WhatsApp, which is quite in upcoming as well, or just per mail for the candidate, and candidate as well just clicks yes or no. And I think that would be a very, very easy automation that just saves a lot of time.
Okay, let's talk about job trends in Hamburg as well as Germany in general, or maybe Europe in general. How do you see the job market, the labor market going, as opposed to you are dealing in maybe in the trade, you call it what, the non-professional sector as well as the professional sector, right? Like the trade sector, where people, like giving the example of your brother who had autism, they don't have to have, it's not an academic profession. How do you see the job trend? Where do jobs stand? Where do we stand now in Germany, like the labor market?
Yeah, you're speaking only for the like non-professionals, like non-academic jobs, or overall?
Overall, in terms of skill, labor market, the trend, maybe you want to have, there may be candidates out there who are looking at what should I do in order to get hired? Any advice for them in terms of the people your clients that have been looking for candidates? What do they think? What do you think they should do? Or what qualifications, what skills do they need?
Yeah, I think due to this whole AI gold rush that we have currently, it's quite difficult for you as a candidate, as a newcomer into an industry or into a job, to stand out, right? Because in the end, most low-level jobs, not speaking about every craftsmanship and stuff, or in gastronomy being the waiter, but most other jobs can be more or less automated and then taken part by the more senior staff. So it's really difficult to differentiate yourself from all the other applicants, because you have a huge applicant market currently, but the hiring market is way, way lower currently.
More.
I think
if somebody wants to stand out, what do you advise them? You don't want to, like, it's a very competitive market now, where if you want to stand out from what you've seen your employee, your clients or employers hiring process, what are they looking for?
I think it's two things that I recognize the most. The first, which is quite difficult for the, let's say, non-academic jobs, but very applicable for the academic jobs, is building a network. Just be everywhere, more or less. Just go to networking events, talk to people. Maybe you get to know people who know some other people who are searching for someone, and just more or less slowly build your network. That's also how I got into consulting, because I was a mediocre student, let's say, but I was basically everywhere. I had a student association that I was leading and talking to some companies as well. And it's not that I had the best grades, but due the ability to talk to other people, I more or less talked myself into the job, right? And I think that is very, very applicable for academic jobs. And if you go into the non-academic sector and the academic, I think that fits for both. Try to do or show something in your CV or in your life, then obviously, that fits the job. If I'm very, let's say, I love construction, I want to work at construction, right? On the construction side, then show somehow that I'm really interested in construction. Like show I'm a hobby. I built a house by
myself,
by myself.
Yeah, they want to see what you've done, what you've done out of not just the job, but out of the job, if it's something you have passion about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks. So that was what I'm looking for. Just show your passions, what you're passionate about, and more or less give proof about it. And that should fit to the job description. So if I want to work with construction, it's a real big example, but show them that I build a house by myself. If you want to work at gastronomy, I love food because I don't know, I love to cook at home. I love to serve people. Always have huge gatherings of family, and I love to serve people. That's what every gastronomer wants to hear, right? Because that's the perfect waiter in the end.
Yeah,
just show some real interest because people are not doing this. People are still very focused on the hard facts in their CV and not the soft skills. The soft skills are the passions of what you actually bring to the table in terms of real passion. And that's basically what the employer wants to see.
Yeah, a lot of employers they want to make sure you enjoy what you're doing and that you have
Yeah,
passion for what you're doing.
100%.
Yeah, thank you very much. A lot of people, when it comes to Hamburg, what's Hamburg or Germany in general or Europe in general, the trend in terms of non-academic work? Is there any specific trait that is at the top, any skill set that's at the top where you feel like it's what employers are looking for, or what is hot on BRICS platform? What's something hot there that you feel like if candidates apply or candidates employers are looking for and that they're going to pay top dollars for? Is it chefs? Is it servers? Is it which part of the gastronomy do you think employers are looking for right now?
You mean the actual jobs that they
Yeah,
are
yeah,
looking
the
for the
actual
most?
jobs. Like, yeah, when you do your statistics, which part do you think
Construction, everything that
construction?
goes under craftsmanship and construction currently. Because yeah, gastronomy is still something they're looking for less fluctuation in their jobs, in their businesses, but they still sometimes, get students who just want to work. So they have their personnel for maybe 6 months, like one semester. But if you go into craftsmanship, it's really difficult for the businesses to get qualified personnel because you have high quality standards
Right,
for, building something. You should know what you're doing.
right.
So they are desperately looking for new workers, but the whole candidate market is quite thin here in Germany, at least. But I guess that's more or less in every country right now.
So let's when it comes to client, which clients maybe you want to talk about the clients that are most likely to use your platform, but they are not yet using. Maybe you want to let them know which one. I mean, there are business out there that probably they are not yet on bricks, but probably likely be a good fit for bricks. What what kind of businesses are out there you want to let that if you have a business in Hamburg, this is a kind of join bricks, what would be a good fit? Which businesses are qualified to be a good fit for bricks?
Yeah, I think in the end, it's just every SME that that hires for non-academic job positions, right? Since yes, we started with gastronomy and hospitality, and that is like where we have most knowledge in currently, but we already have a cooperation with the Chamber of Commerce in Hamburg, where we organize job fair, and therefore we are expanding into all different kind of non-academic job fields and industries. So in the end, it's every small and medium entity that is hiring for non-academic jobs,
Non-academic jobs.
and non-academic jobs, and has issues with time management regarding the answer of the candidate application. Because like I said at the beginning, drop-off rate after 1 week is quite high already. And if you look into the average SME here, I don't think, or I know that the answer rate is way slower.
Right. Okay. So small businesses that high rate of non-academic portfolio. So let's talk about the app. How can people download your app? How can we get to you? Is it only on the App Store, or where can people apply from? Yeah. How can they reach you, and where can they apply from?
For Bricks as a candidate, you can just download it in every Play Store, in an App Store. It's available Android and iOS, and quite easy to find. Just search for Bricks app, and you will find the green logo with Bricks inside. And for employers, either just message me at Yannick Hermann at bricksapp or info@bricksapp.de works as well, or contact us on LinkedIn. Bricks is easy to find there as well.
Wow, good. Yannick, thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for
Likewise.
joining me on the Smart Office podcast. I really appreciate the discussion about swipe-based hiring. I mean, that's an innovation. I'm sure more and more candidates are going to have that experience. And then the employer engagement and how a lot of people are using technology now to make recruitment live faster and more human at the same time. So it's been really an eye-opener, and a lot of people are using different ways to get either people to work or to get employers to hire people. So everybody's covered. So again, as you heard from Briggs, you could get the app from the App Store. They currently operate in Hamburg and currently expanding in Germany, Europe, and hopefully the rest of the world. And for any newcomers and new people traveling to Germany, you could either download Bricks from the App Store and get instant employment. That's going to be, you're going to get instant employment. Gonna take you over the task of all the obstacles of filling an application, apply, and doing that. So it's nice. It's quite an experience. Thank you very much for joining me on this podcast.
Thanks very much for having me. Thank you very much.
This episode of the Smart Office podcast is sponsored by EveryBrain AI. Most businesses are not losing money because they lack good people. They are losing money because too many things still depend on manual follow-up, missed calls, slow response times, and repetitive admin work. That is where EveryBrain AI comes in. We build AI implementation and automation systems that help your business run smarter. From AI receptionists and smart scheduling to lead qualification, workflow automation, client follow-up, and multi-channel lead generation. Imagine having a system that answers inquiries, qualifies prospects, books appointments, follows up automatically, and helps your team focus on the work that actually grows revenue. And the best part, it's done for you. No long-term contracts, no complicated tech headaches. Most systems can be up and running in 5 to 10 days. So whether you want to save time, cut overhead, or generate more qualified leads, EveryBrain AI can help you build the automation layer your business needs. Visit everybrainai.com and book your free strategy call today. EveryBrain AI, we build AI that runs your business.